Da-da-da, da-da-da. Welcome to the newsroom of very biased opinions. Today, it's Ian Allen and Thomas Pickering coming to you live. Fuck! Hey.
But seriously, fuck!
I know, it's nuts, right?
No, I don't think you understand.
Want a football match.
I don't think you understand. Fuck!
My voiceover was that good?
It was really good. It was really, really good. But what the fuck happened?
I'm not sure, honestly. I had pages of notes. I have literally pages of notes here.
This is.
And nothing makes sense to me right now.
We weren't going to do a video today, but something insane's happened in the world of football. Insane, I tell you.
Brazil won a football match. I know. They did. They won a football match.
They did win a football match.
That's not what we came to talk about.
That's very much the sub-story to the main story, which is Germany are out of the World Cup. Are you happy about it?
I'm really happy.
I'm quite happy about it.
Quite happy about it.
Yeah. I think it sounds quite good. Stat. Last time England got further than Germany in a World Cup?
Yeah.
1966.
Good lord.
Isn't that amazing?
Is that when we won it against them?
Yeah. But isn't that crazy?
Yeah. That's absolutely mad.
That is nuts.
That's mad.
Germany, I don't know where to begin.
No, I got it.
The results dictate everything.
Yeah.
They had 3 games. They're dubbed as the worst ever German team now.
Yeah.
I don't think they are.
No.
I think they created enough chances in each of those games to win all 3
They
of
were
them.
just poor at finishing off teams.
They were sloppy at the back too, but they could have easily scored 3 goals in every game. And then they'd be saying, well, this is a decent Germany side who can only get better.
Yeah.
But they're going home.
They are going home.
They're going home.
They're going home with nothing.
And Sweden topped that group. How the hell did they get above Mexico?
I know we're not doing our war charts today because this is impromptu, but seriously, man, the last couple days have knocked everything off center.
Absolutely. I mean, Messi proving he's the undisputed best footballer in the world.
He prefers the term world champion.
Maradona proving he's
the biggest clown in football.
The king of kings. I think he's proved he's better than Pele in that argument based on last night.
Oh, yeah. Well, and do you see the thing also from Jackie Oatley that apparently he did a rather racist movement in the direction of some South Korean fans?
No, I don't suppose.
Yeah, he's not covered himself in glory.
Does he ever? I think he said he was getting medical attention at half-time or something.
Well, it looked like he was on so much gear that he just wasn't. He wasn't capable of controlling himself.
And just like that, we've gone to talking about Maradona.
It's hard not to, isn't it?
You just could not predict.
Did they not?
Of the shot.
The entire time, they looked like they were a step behind.
Yeah.
Like that was the really interesting thing about this Germany side is that they were creating tons of chances, and they seemed to have domination over the teams they were playing. They seemed to be the better side, and yet they seemed to just be exhausted the entire time.
And also the questionable things before they even got there, like not picking Sane.
Yeah.
It just seemed like they played really poorly in the friendly games leading up to it. And as you're exactly right, the first game against Mexico seemed like they were playing outdated football.
I remember Spain when they won the World Cup. They went on this whirlwind, like they played in like 14 different countries, and it all turned out that the Spanish FA was making millions by pimping the team out.
Said that.
Yeah, and the players are exhausted. They're going to Qatar for a friendly, and then they're going to Argentina. And why are you playing a friendly there? Like, what is the possible benefit? And if you look, the last 3 teams I think that won a World Cup have gone out in the group stage.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why? I don't know. I haven't done the research.
But at least when Spain won the World Cup, they won the Euros 2 years later.
Yeah, they did.
And Germany got to the semi-final of the Euros.
Yeah, so they had a good.
So they
had a good run,
I guess. And they dominated their qualifying.
I just question. Firstly, it's like when Real Madrid or Barcelona get to the end of like a 4 or 5 year success run, and all of a sudden they crash and burn out for a year. I question how much hunger some of these players have, and I don't question that they don't want to win. I question that they're not totally burnt out. It's not an active choice they've made, but they're exhausted, and they looked exhausted. Like Manuel Neuer, I know
he was making sloppy mistakes. There was one ball I know it was an easy catch, and he just fumbled it back out. And he made a good recovery, but he doesn't make those mistakes normally.
And they have one of the most secure defenses in the world, probably, and it was just leaky.
Yeah.
They have some of the best attackers on earth, and I don't know if it's Joachim Löw's fault, because I know he's going to get raked over the coals, and this is all his fault.
they moved. I don't know if they moved heaven and earth, but they made a big deal to make sure he was signed on for the next 2 tournaments before this tournament.
Well, he's built the entire German machine, and they won the Confederations Cup, and they brought a young team.
That's a canter.
He brought some old players back in. And by the way, this is just a Germany episode. We'll quickly recap the rest, but this is mainly about Germany today.
And Maradona.
And Diego.
And England. And Oxford United.
But does every team not have to have a changing of the guard? Does every team not have to have a low before another high?
Maybe they do.
I've never seen a team just year after year produce a world-class team, and it just it doesn't exist.
History tells you that's not the case, isn't it?
Yeah.
But do you think that's it for him now? Do you think Lowe's gone?
I mean, I haven't seen any of the response in Germany. Obviously, this is quite fresh. Joachim Low seems to think it's going to be pretty tough to
I can't see how they're not going to do an overhaul.
I just don't know who... I mean, obviously, no one knew who Joachim Low was before that. Never knew who Jurgen Klinsmann was before that, but he had no experience. So maybe they have an idea. But having him signed on for, another 4 years, is it? The Germans aren't a quick release sort of people. They're very measured. If they sack him, they won't sack him to the end of the World Cup.
But you say that, Tom. They've never been in this position before. They haven't been in this position since early 2000s when their team was old and tired and slow.
So this team, which is built out of the back of Jurgen Klinsmann's reign and Joachim Low's reign, was really specifically crafted by the German Football Association, and they've built a system, right? And they built a figurehead, and they searched the globe. They followed the Brazilians, the Argentines,
which was built off them failing in.
It was
spectacularly failing in 2002.
So to fire Low is to say that our process is now over, and we need to rebuild a new process.
2002.
But they have 3 international sides. Literally 3 that could play first-team football and beat England on its day. Wow. They have 3 international sides that can perform well.
That's not always the measure.
No, but them necessarily not doing well in this World Cup, to me, doesn't mean sack the bloke at the top of the ship. Because unless there is so much unrest in that dressing room, and unless the Deutsche Football Association can draw it back and be like, you've lost control of the players, then I don't see why you'd sack Joachim Low.
I can't see how they keep him. I can't see how... And I'm sorry just to play devil's advocate a little bit, but this is a spectacular failure.
It is.
And I know we've talked about saying that the performances haven't been as bad as the results, but there seemed to be unrest in the team. There seemed to be a lot of people unhappy. And this is all going to come back on him.
But I want to know, is it... Because they're going to do an actual investigation, right? They're going to look into what's happened. And you look at what's happening with the 2 German guys that ran on and started doing stuff in front of the Sweden fans. And is there an endemic within the association? But my question is, has Joachim Low lost the players, or are the senior players different to the young players? And is there a bit of just generational unrest between these guys? Is Neuer, Matt Hummels, is this core group of players, Müller, trying to control a team that is not the team that won the World Cup, that has young players that want to express themselves? Is Ozil a waste of space? Do you cut off Joachim Low and try and find someone else, or do you trust in the man who's won every trophy he's basically gone for since he took over Germany, except this one?
Did it go downhill when they got rid of Mertesacker?
I mean, any club that wants to get rid of Mertesacker at the back has no clue what they're doing.
That's it. Get him back in.
Bring him back.
Bring him back in.
Podolski. Oh, I really want Klose.
Klose?
Get out of retirement, Klose.
What's Lothar Matthäus doing? Get him in.
Müller, the original Müller. Gerd.
Rudi Völler.
Oh, man. And we'll bring back Klinsmann as well.
No, there will be a lot of unrest in Germany, and when they were saying after the first game, there was reports in the newspaper saying, why have England got a Harry Kane? Why don't we have a Harry Kane? I mean, that's just fucking nuts. When are they jealous of us?
When is the last time any other country, and I include Panama, Costa Rica, Israel, when has any other team looked at England and gone, they've got what we want, I want what they're having? That has not happened since 1966, and even then the rest of the world was like, how have they just...
Yeah, the rest of the world.
Like, we played them, they're not that good. So, like...
Oh, man. Well, we will see. We will see. But it's going to be weird to see a tournament without Germany in it. They have kind of opened up one half of the draw.
I might call it refreshing.
Yeah, refreshing.
Quickly,
sweet Mexico.
Mexico lost 3-0 to Sweden.
Have we seen Mexico peak too early?
It's possible. They've slowed down immensely since the first game. But at the same time, they're built to counterattack. And when they come up, do you know who they've got in the second round?
They will have who? They'll play Brazil.
They'll play Brazil. I would say that their game plan is built again to counterattack.
That'll be an interesting game because they'll be bang up. They'll be bang up for that. This is like everything for Mexico has been built on this getting through this fourth game. So that'll be essentially their World Cup, if you like. And
they're built to play against a team that's going to hold a lot of the ball and is going to get into their half. And when they lose it, that Mexico team is built to counterattack. And I think Sweden were probably the most average side that they had to play, and they had a harder time against them because they weren't controlling the play. They weren't leaving giant gaping holes. When Marcelo goes on a crazy, mazy run forward, if Mexico get the ball back, you can guarantee Carlos Vela's exploding into that space over and over again. It's a hole, and they play with those two pacey people up front, and Chicharito, who's always on the lost defender. He never comes anywhere further than the halfway line.
That would have been... I mean, at one point it was looking that if Germany would have got a goal, Mexico would have gone out, which would have been really bad.
I mean, that would have been...
No one would have saw that coming after the first round of games. But, this World Cup's been crazy. Continues to be crazy. Yeah. I was hoping for another shock tonight. We didn't get it. Brazil... I don't want to talk about it too much.
No. Serbia let me down, but Brazil played well. They're the better team. My friend put $300 on Brazil to win the World Cup today. The return is 1,650 quid.
Wow.
He asked me if he'd made the correct decision, and I instantly went, well, I bet on Serbia to win this game.
Well done to Justin as well for betting on South Korea.
Oh, yeah, he did really well.
That was really good. And in the other game that's played tonight, Switzerland beat Costa Rica. So Switzerland just carry on this run of how are they winning games, but they're winning games.
They must be the least scary side to come up against, and at the same time, the team coming up against them must be like, how?
Yeah, they're playing. They'll play. They'll play Sweden now because Brazil topped the group, didn't they?
So Sweden are playing who?
Sweden will play Switzerland.
Sweden will play. Okay.
Mexico.
Shouldn't Sweden have Denmark?
No, Denmark are in C and D. So Denmark have got Nigeria have got France. Not Nigeria. France have got Argentina, and Denmark have got
France, Argentina,
Croatia.
Yeah. Anyway,
we're getting there.
To close, Germany are shit at football.
Mm-hmm.
Maradona's an idiot, and I've never seen Ian this excited to do one of these.
Well, take it from a country that's won a World Cup. You're never going to win one playing like that. Yeah?
Oh, and as always, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, obviously follow and subscribe on YouTube. We're coming out with daily content. Talk to us, interact with us, like our pictures, tell us how useless we are. Follow Bill the Gnome, who I wish he was here.
If you're around the general Headington area and you see us, follow us.
Literally, follow.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.